At some point, do you want to discuss the possibility of considering the courthouse as a non-carry?
Well, I think so, yeah.
I think I would too. We'll put it on the agenda sometime.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, I think it's going to be tested in court, and I think it's going to lose. But I mean, I think we should go ahead until we're told that we can't. I think it's just a safety.
There was somebody on television last night, I think it was a supervisor somewhere else, and they were going to keep their county courthouse off limit, no weapons.
You know, I think until it's challenged in court and we're told otherwise, I mean, you know, I mean, we currently have a policy in place, don't we?
We do. So I guess we don't have to change it until,
you know,
it's tested.
So just keep the policy we have
until we're
told we
can't.
You know, I think we still have notices posted on the doors that it's a weapons-free zone.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, I don't know why we would have to go in and re-change that now.
Well, we don't. That's a good point. But I think when it's challenged, I think we'll be forced to take them down. But until we're forced, I'm not in favor of taking them down.
Okay. I'd like to, at some point in the next month, sit down. We probably need to have a courthouse security committee and go over some security issues. County's having one January 11th. We have not had a security committee meeting since I believe it was either 99 or 2001. So Donna Gary's gonna bring me up to speed on what Calhoun County's doing with their courthouse security issues. And you know, at that point, after that, I'd like to sit down with the board and put together a committee and go over some of these issues.
Sounds good. Well, we're talking about, we want to set a date at this time, or being with this new gun permit and everything.
Sure.
Might be wise to have a meeting.
We need to, you know, I guess my first thing would be who's going to be on the committee. You know, I think the last time there was a representative from the Board of Supervisors. The notes I saw, Jim, you were on it, somebody from my office. You know, is that something we want every department head to be on? Because it's kind of a courthouse-wide safety committee. I mean, you know, the last one I saw, it really addressed courtroom security, and they made some changes, like they put some blinds on the windows, and they did some things around the judge's desk for security reasons, and, you know, but, you know, I don't know how many times you'll walk out of that main lobby down by the clerk's office and some attorney will have left a briefcase sitting on one of the benches or something, and, you know, that stuff just makes me nervous. It's, you know, I think security should be everyone's first priority, and
I'll serve on that committee.
So right now, and so everybody's on the same page, our position is that we're going to maintain our gun-free environment.
Can we call that weapons-free instead of just guns?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's fun. But, so then, if there is a notice of not maintaining that position, then they would just call your office. Right.
I would think so. And then, in talking with the county attorney the other day, I think what you do is you tell them to disarm or leave, and if they refuse to do that, then I think you charge them with criminal trespassing.
But is that the first confrontation should be from an officer from your office, or does anybody ask them to?
Well, you know, honestly, I don't think that there's going to be a whole lot of people in this building who are going to want to tell an armed person to disarm. You know, and do we really want to put them in that position?
I would say not.
You know, so I mean, that would be my guess. Would be call our office, and we'll be more than happy to
I don't expect anybody not to honor that, but it could happen. And
There'll be a few of them who will test that thing just because they have that right, and so, but I will go make sure that all the signs are still up and at all the entrances, and with your permission, and if they're not, just make some up and weapons-free zone. You know,
I think right now the sign says, no guns allowed in the courthouse, or something to that effect. We could enhance that a little
isn't
bit.
isn't that on the southeast door, isn't that right there?
Yeah, there's one here on the west door too.
Okay. So you wanted to say courthouse is a weapons-free zone with today's date? I mean,
Yeah.
you
Effective.
know,
Wow.
I mean, I realize we've had the policy, but you want to put a date on there as a,
I don't,
Well, that has to be by resolution.
Let's just continue the policy we've had. You can change the wording on the sign, but I don't think we need to date it.
okay.
I don't.
We've already had that policy in place, and so.
Okay, is that, may I ask, is that a written policy, or is that just something that the board, I mean, is that in the board minutes? I mean, that's what will be challenged, is it a written policy, or is that
And that was,
a directive
that was
to the
done
board?
in advance of the three of us.
Yeah, that was
It was,
Roger.
in fact, when I
I think Roger
went on
Owens was
board.
in. Roger Owens was sheriff then, I believe.
Yeah, because it was in effect, when Roger was sheriff when I went on.
Yeah, me too.
And it was already in effect then.
I don't know if there'd be, I can look in the
I
minutes,
mean,
but.
you know, I'm just thinking that's, where that's gonna be challenged is how long has it been that way? And, you know, how was that put in place? Is it a written policy, or is it just, voted on by the board of supervisors in the minutes of the meeting, so, but,
I do have a question I wish you'd find out, or maybe you know. Criminal trespass, you have to give a warning the first time. When they come in, you have to say no. And then if you disobey it, then you can arrest them, but you have to give them the warning first. Okay, today I come in with my gun, and you meet me at the door and say, oh, Jack can't wear your gun in there, okay. But next week I come back in. Do you have to warn me again?
I don't think so. You
Or
know,
just one warning suffice for, basically forever?
I think so. You know, we used to send those letters, non gratis, saying you've been warned, this is a trespass warning. You know, if it continues again, you're gonna be charged, but, you know. And I think once we give you the warning, if you fail to comply, then you can be arrested at that moment. If you are asked to leave, or you are asked to disarm, and you refuse to do so,
Right,
then you can be arrested.
right, but you have to ask for leave first.
Right,
The criminal trespass is a real touchy
yeah.
area. Been involved in it. I wasn't sure how long, because anytime, usually it's, well, one-time occurrence as far as you have somebody leave or whatever. But this could be repetitive here in the courthouse. You know, the same person come in and try to get anything.
I mean, and I guess that policy was in advance of the three of us coming in, and I don't recall anybody in 10 years that have we had.
I don't know.
I haven't seen any.
I am either.